I can still remember the way Lyle looked at me the night he first said he didn't want me to go. It was a Thursday, just the two of us, curled up on the couch with a pizza, half watching some crime documentary. My phone buzzed incessantly with messages from the girls' group chat. They were finalizing the details for our Miami trip Airbnb confirmations. Coordinated outfits, plans for beach brunches and late-night parties. I chuckled at a meme someone posted when Lyle glanced over at me. Who all's going again? Asked casually, I rattled off the names without giving it much thought. Talia, Ara, Alina, Chloe, and Marcus. His gaze shifted, and for the first time that night, there was a quiet intensity in his voice. Marcus? Like your ex? Marcus? I hesitated. There was a sudden shift in the room, the air thickening with something unspoken. Yeah, I said, trying. To sound casual, he's still friends with Talia's boyfriend. They invited him. I only found out today. Lyle set down his pizza, though his hands weren't even messy. And you're still planning to go? I sighed, irritated at how serious this was becoming. Lyle, come on, it's a big group. There'll be 10 of us. I haven't spoken to Marcus in ages. He doesn't matter. He didn't reply right away. Just stared ahead, his jaw clenching. I don't like it, he said finally. I don't like the idea of you staying in the same house as your ex. It feels off. Disrespectful. I sat up straighter, my chest tight with something sharp. So what? I'm not allowed to go. I'd rather you didn't, he replied, his tone quiet but firm. And just like that, the comfort between us vanished. I wish I could say I canceled then and there, that I respected his feelings more than the excitement of a 4-day getaway. But I didn't. I rationalized it, telling myself I needed to escape. It wasn't like I was cheating. I hadn't seen Marcus in years. One trip wouldn't ruin anything. The girls reassured me when I told them about Lyle's reaction. Talia rolled her eyes. It's a girls' trip. You're not going to Miami to hook up with your ex. You're going to drink margaritas, dance, and post thirst traps, Chloe added. He's being controlling. Don't let him guilt you. I wanted to believe them. I clung to their words like a lifeline, convincing myself I wasn't being selfish. The morning I left, Lyle barely said a word. He helped me with my suitcase, but his eyes never met mine. He didn't kiss me goodbye. Just a distant, be safe. I will. I whispered, but even I could tell it didn't feel real. As the Uber pulled away, I glanced back through the window. Lyle stood there, hands stuffed in his hoodie pockets, his face unreadable. I should have felt conflicted, torn, but all I could feel was freedom. Freedom from routine, freedom from the weight of responsibility. For the first 2 days, it felt exactly how I imagined. Mimosas by the beach, sunburns from too much sun, tipsy karaoke, and late-night snack runs. Marcus barely even made an appearance, but by the third night, things started to shift. We were all getting ready to head out, chaos in the house, as 6 girls fought for the mirror. Clothes flying from open suitcases, perfume clouds hanging in the air. I stepped out of the shower, towel wrapped around me, when I saw Marcus in the hallway, talking to one of the guys. He looked good. I hated that I noticed, but I did. His beard had thickened, his shoulders broader than I remembered. Our eyes met briefly, and he gave me a small smile, one that tugged at old memories. I nodded in greeting, then quickly ducked into the FC. Room to get dressed, trying to ignore the strange flicker inside me. That night, after too many tequila shots and hours of dancing, a few of us returned early while the rest stayed out. The house was quiet. I was buzzed, my mind slow and loose. Marcus was outside on the balcony, cigarette in hand. Without thinking, I joined him. He offered me the last of his drink. We sat in silence, watching the traffic below. You look nice, he said, his voice low. I laughed awkwardly. We always say that? Because it's always true, he replied with a smirk. I rolled my eyes, but didn't pull away. Then, out of nowhere, he asked, You and Lyle serious? I said, forcing a smile. Over a year now. He's lucky, Marcus murmured. I looked down at my hands, feeling the pulse of my heart quicken. Don't do that, I said, my voice quieter than I meant. Say things you know you shouldn't. You know I'm not trying to mess anything up. he replied, leaning back. I'm just being honest. The silence between us stretched, thick and risky. Then, without thinking, he reached for my hand. And I didn't stop him. One kiss. That's all I told myself it was. Just one impulsive alcohol-fueled kiss on a balcony, with someone I hadn't truly thought of in years. I pulled away quickly, mumbling something about needing air, then retreated to my room, my heart hammering in my chest. The next morning, I couldn't bring myself to look him in the eye. I avoided him, avoided everyone. The guilt sat in my stomach like a lead weight. I hadn't cheated. Not really. Not technically, right? When I got back, Lyle wasn't waiting at the door. He was in the kitchen, arms crossed, his expression unreadable. How was the trip? He asked, his voice flat. Good, I replied, trying to sound normal, relaxing. He nodded slowly, then asked, Did you sleep with him? My heart stopped. What, Marcus? Did you sleep with him? No, I said sharply. Of course not. He stared at me, his face unreadable. Did you kiss him? The silence in the air was thick. I didn't say anything, and in that silence, everything fell apart. Lyle left that night, no shouting, no accusations, just a quiet, devastating heartbreak. That hung between us. The next day I called him, the day after that. I left long, rambling voicemails filled with apologies, justifications, and promises. He never replied. I tried to convince myself it wasn't so terrible a mistake, a stupid mistake. But deep down I knew the truth. It wasn't just the kiss. It was the lie. It was breaking his trust. It was choosing that trip over him even. After knowing it bothered him, weeks passed. Then months. Chloe eventually told me Lyle was seeing someone new. Someone calm. Someone safe. Someone who didn't take spontaneous trips with old flames. As for me, I haven't taken a vacation since. Sometimes I still scroll through our old photos, wondering what might have been different. If I had just said no to that trip. If I had stayed home. If I had chosen him.